We as humans are the worst creation of God. But the fact you can doesn't mean you should. If God decides to flood this world the second time and destroy all humans, I don't mind. I don't mind God doing that. In fact, I will be happy to go. Hello, what's up everyone? Good morning. It's your boy, the Crackhead, wishing you all a wonderful Sunday. Last night, I think at around 9 p.m., I went out of my house for a smoke. And on the ground, I saw a group of cockroaches. Am I allowed to say group? Bunch, pack of cockroaches. But anyways, there were at least 10 cockroaches. To many of us that hate cockroaches, our next instinct will be to go into that pack or that group of cockroaches and start smashing them like Nephilims. But I was thinking, what has these cockroaches done to me? They are in their natural habitat, probably enjoying their meal, feasting, having a party. If I would see the same cockroaches in my house, that would be a different story. So I let them do whatever they were doing. First of all, they were in their habitat. Sewage, that's their habitat. The point is that just because you have the power or just because you can doesn't mean you have to do it. For the fact you can doesn't mean you should. I watched a Korean documentary, true life documentary. And by the way, when we say we watch Korean documentaries, it is usually South Korea, because in North Korea, nobody knows what is going on there. If you try to make a documentary of North Korea, that might be your last documentary, so don't even try. So I watched this South Korean documentary about a rehabilitation home called Brothers Home, ran by a man, the director, called Park In-gyun, if I said that correctly. The idea for that rehabilitation home was to take mental people, homeless people off the streets, put them in this home, rehabilitate them, give them probably a good life. And it was a very good idea, a very good innovation. But whoever thought about this, was that an idea that he actually wanted to, do good for the people of South Korea? Well, we never knew until this documentary came out. In that rehabilitation home, once they take you in their van into that home, that's the end for you. You are not just a prisoner. In fact, you are treated worse than an animal. Most animals, no matter how you hate them, you might not actually treat them the way these humans were treated at Brothers Home. And imagine from 1975 to 1986, when it was finally shut down, more than 30,000 people passed through this home with a lot of serious psychological trauma because of what they experienced. And the worst and worst of it all was when they started abducting kids. Most of these kids had parents. Most of these kids were not homeless. Most of these kids had good lives. But the Brothers Home just decided to abduct kids, took them to this Brothers Home, and oh my God, should I say torture is an understatement? I don't know. When I watched that documentary, my heart broke. I felt so bad for humanity. So that while I was watching, even though I haven't completed it yet, but while I was watching, I came to the decision that if God decides to flood this world the second time and destroy all humans, I don't mind. I don't mind God doing that. In fact, I will be happy to go, because what we've seen in this world, wow. We as humans are the worst creation of God. Not all humans, but most humans. It's like we were cooked in evil. How could man think of, such torture to give to other men, and worse still to kids? I haven't completed watching that documentary, but when I saw that, I was like, no, I'm going to introduce this documentary to you guys so that if anyone He's interested to know what happened in the other part of the world at this period of time from 1975 to 1986. Maybe you'll be interested to see for yourselves. Brothers Home, that's the title of the Netflix documentary. So again, I come to the conclusion, which is what I started with. For the fact you can doesn't mean you should. For the fact you wield so much power doesn't mean you should use your power to torment, terrorize, and inflict pain on people. So the question I'm asking you today is, what powers do you have? What position do you have in the society that you think because of that position you can use it to hurt other people? If you have such position, if you have such power, if you can, please think twice before doing it, because at the end of the day, you are hurting people. Do whatever you want to do, but don't hurt people. So this is not just for those who are in power. This is not just for those who are rich. This message is for every one of us, because you might think, I don't have power, I don't have anything, but also think, what ways have you caused pain to your fellow human being just because you were in a position you had power to do that? What hurt have you given to one another just because you are in a position that you can do that? So please, just because you can doesn't mean you should. It's your boy, the Crackhead, wishing you all a wonderful Sunday. Bye for now.